I know we've been talking about this almost every week recently, but the struggle in West Asia is real. The heat wave is making people's life even worse. I'm talking about combined temperatures, high temperatures with high humidity measures. Now, this is called wet bulb measurements, and it is significantly dangerous. If it is sustained long enough, it can actually be a threat to the human health condition. Listen in.
West Asia is reeling under the impact of climate change. Sweltering heat and high humidity levels are sweeping through the region, making life and livelihood hard to sustain. This is not just any other heat wave that residents should be worried about. It's a wet bulb phenomenon, and the impact can be potentially life-threatening. In daily reference, we usually talk about air temperature, but the wet bulb temperature is a measure of heat, which is dry temperature and humidity taken together. Simply put, it is a method of assessing heat stress conditions. So how is wet bulb temperature measured? Essentially, the measurement is taken by covering a thermometer with a cloth soaked in water. When water evaporates from the cloth, it lowers the temperature, thus mimicking how the human body cools down with sweat.
Wet bulb temperature, you can imagine it like if you took a regular thermometer and then you wrapped a wet sock around it, and then you swung the wet sock around your head until the evaporation had cooled the thermometer to as cold as it's going to get through evaporation. So it's the minimum temperature that can be reached for a given set of temperature and humidity conditions. It is useful for people because you can imagine it as being the coldest temperature your skin might reach if it was evaporatively cooling.
But this is where the problem gets serious. Beyond a level of mercury reading, the process of cooling down becomes redundant. And this is a cause for concern once the threshold of 35 degrees Celsius in wet bulb temperature is breached. The human body will begin to overheat, and then it is a matter of 6 hours before this temperature kills a person.
We tend to lose about 80% of our heat through sweating. If you cut that off, if the wet bulb temperature is hotter than what would allow you to lose that heat, then it's like somebody has cut off your main way of cooling. It's like somebody wrapped a wool coat around you in the middle of the summer. So once you lose that, you have serious problems losing heat. Now, it's not like you suffer ill health consequences immediately. It takes several hours of continuous conditions like that to cause you serious health problems.
For weeks now, the West Asian countries have been battling this fatal problem, but thousands brave this sweltering heat every day to earn their bread.
We work on cars' air conditioning. We serve our many clients who are complaining from the heat. We provide air conditioners in the shop so we can tolerate the excessive heat, as our work is all under the sun outside the shop.
Akram Shoga is not the only one struggling to work under current weather conditions. There are many like him who might not be responsible for climate change rearing its ugly head. But like him, everyone in the region is bearing the brunt of it. We report WION World is One.